Hey, Flosstube. I know. I'm sorry. I bet you thought you were never going to see me again, didn't you? Oh, look, guys. What can I say? It's been it's been a wild ride here for me. Look, before I start, just firstly, it's been 18 months since I filmed, guys. 18 months. I know, very close to 18 months, and I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna explain why. But firstly, just thanks for hanging in there. I've hardly lost any subscribers. Can't believe it. You've all just hung in there with hoping. I'm hoping that you wanted me to come back. And I'm here. Firstly, I'll just quickly, look, I've got so much to tell you. So much to tell you. And you know, I hate waffling. On. But I do feel like I should at least explain where I've been and what I've been doing. So, I've been totally well. Thank you for all the messages. I'm totally well, been totally well the whole time. I just had a lot happening. So firstly, let's touch on COVID, because hey, we're all dealing with it, aren't we? I think I might have told you guys before that I work for in Australia here, a place called Centrelink. It's pretty much our government welfare payments. We dish out the welfare payments. So when you're unemployed or you're old, you can't work anymore, you get age pension here. So if you don't have a lot of money, you get age pension. So I take care of people when they're at their lowest, pretty much. And boy, oh boy, on the 23rd of March last year, 2020, when all hell broke loose, yeah, my whole world got turned upside down. I think I filmed in February 20. That was the last time that I filmed. And in March 20, it just, the shit hit the fan, guys. The shit hit the fan big time. So for me, it was 60-hour weeks. The government dished out payments for people who had lost their jobs because of COVID. So of course we had to dish those payments out. It was mayhem. For about 3 months, I was working anywhere between 50 and 60 hours a week. So hence that's why I stopped filming at that point. Any spare time that I had, I stitched, because yes, we were in lockdown, but you know, you've still got to cook dinner and, you know, do all those things. But any spare time that I did have, I had to stitch, because otherwise I would have gone nuts. It was really, really full on. So in saying that, I'll just explain what lockdown was like for me at that point. I had my 3 children, still adult children, still living at home, who all have a partner, long-term partners, and they were all living here as well. So there was 8 people in the house. So for us, it was quite a lot of fun, I have to say. The kids were constantly organising games and just, you know, making fun games nights and just doing stupid videos. We did a dance video. We did all these silly TikTok things that they had me doing. But anyway, we had a lot of fun, and the police were called, and because everyone thought we were having a party at one stage. I'll just quickly tell you, the kids organised a Easter Games Day on Easter Sunday, and they had organised like a ridiculous, I think it was like 25 events or something for us to do over the course of the day. And they were all, my kids are all very competitive. So are most of their partners. So we're all pretty sort of competitive in this house. So we had to get dressed up. So my husband and I had our pirate costumes that we had in the cupboard. We put those on from a pirate party we'd gone to. Organised games, like they were all drinking games. Most of them were drinking games, but games that involved, like, you know, like they blew up balloons and pinned them on a board and put scores in them. So if you hit them with a dart, you know, you got that score kind of thing. They were all different sorts of games. There was, what do you call it when you have to, like a course, you know, like a, oh, I don't know what it's called, but obstacle course, that's what it is. They had obstacle courses, they had drinking games. It was the funnest day. And this was the kind of stuff they were doing all the time in lockdown, because they're just all such a great bunch of people. We all got along fine. There was no fights. But anyway, so we're all, on the night before we were having our games day, we had to do it on the front lawn because my backyard has a pool in it. There's not much room. So we had to do it on the front lawn. And we thought, oh God, everyone's going to think there's some big party going on. So I got really nervous about it the night before because I don't like to get in trouble. The kids didn't care, but I don't like to get in trouble. So my husband called the police and he just said, look, tomorrow we've organised this. We all live here together. You know, we're just going to be on the front lawn playing games, doing stupid shit. Is that okay? Yeah, of course it is. You can do whatever you want. That's fine, blah, blah, blah. So we rang the police. We did the right thing. So I felt better about it then. So anyway, we're out the front. It's the middle of the day. We've been doing stupid crap for hours. We had music playing, you know, all this. And all in our silly costumes. And a guy from, I don't know, 2 or 3 doors up came out, started abusing us and said, you're having a party and we're trying to explain, but he just wouldn't hear it. He was yelling and he was very angry, and I just thought, man. But anyway, he told us he called the police, so we said, that's okay. You can call the police, whatever. And we just continued on, and look, the police didn't come for another 2 or 3 hours anyway, but we were still out there. And they just stopped in, and my husband in his pirate costume went to talk to them and tell them what we were doing. It's so funny. But anyway, yeah, they just said, yeah, sure, you're not doing anything wrong, that's fine, and off they went. So yeah, it was, you know, and there's always like 8 cars, always 8 cars here, so it always looks like there's a party going on here, but there's not, you know, it's just us. But anyway, so that was fun. Then, so I think COVID lifted here for us about, lockdowns sort of slowed off and we were allowed to do a bit more by about, I think it was about, I don't know, it's so long ago. It was about June, July, August maybe, that kind of time. Oh, September, that's right. In September, that's when overtime stopped. So from March till September, I was working a lot. And then by September, things had started to slow down. Everybody was on payments. Everybody was coping better. So that sort of slowed that down. So then things started to open up a bit. Things started to kind of get back to normal a little bit. We still weren't allowed to dance and go out and stuff like that, but we could go to restaurants a bit more and do a few more normal things. So then my husband and I decided that because I'd been working all this overtime, I'd earned a lot of money while everybody else was, you know, struggling, which was pretty horrible, really. I have to say, I really had a hard time dealing with it. I got the guilt about it all, and, you know, my family were like, Mum, you know. But anyway, it's hard when you're talking to people all day, every day with these horrible stories of losing their job after 10 or 15 or 20 years even, you know, and they've got mortgages to pay, and the benefits we get here, the welfare benefits, they just don't cover that kind of thing. They're meant to be short term, you know, they're not meant to go on for months and months and months like this did. But anyway, so I was raking it in. I was raking it in. So anyway, we decided that we were going to do some renovations around the house. So we borrowed a bit more money from the bank, you know, like you do, and added in all the money I'd earned, and we decided we were going to do 2 bathrooms and the kitchen, because this is a 40-year-old house we live in. It's a huge house. It has very big rooms. It's just, yeah. So anyway, we decided we were going to renovate, and we decided, my husband decided he was going to do one of the bathrooms. He was going to learn how to plaster, and he was going to learn how to tile, and he was going to just do it all himself. He's pretty handy. So he just got on YouTube, watched some videos, learn how to tile, and he did an amazing job. And I ended up helping him, and I ended up sticking tiles on and you know, we got through it. But anyway, so from September till right through until January, it took to get, you know, contractors organised, pick what we wanted, just the whole process. You guys know what renovating's like. It doesn't take 2 minutes. So we had to pull our old kitchen out. We did that ourselves. You know, we just did things that we could do ourselves to try to save money. And I think our kitchen went in November. Then there was Christmas. We were still tiling all through Christmas into the new year. We were still tiling the second bathroom. We got the big bathroom that's upstairs, this big bathroom. We got that one done professionally. But, you know, I had so much happening. Then when we finally finished tiling the bathroom in January this year, then that was our renos done. One other story I want to tell you, one other funny story. It's funny now, wasn't at the time, but because I had earned all this money, I decided when you come in our front door, you can see up the 2 levels, right up to the roof of the second level. It's very high up, and we have a landing that sort of goes around in a big U shape, and all the bedrooms, you know, go off that, and the bathroom and stuff. So when you walk in the front door, the stairs are there, but when you look up, there's this horrible gold old chandelier thing, light thing that was horrible, and I hated it. And we've been here for 8 years, and I really wanted to get a new chandelier. So I decided I was going to treat myself, and I found one online that was half price. I couldn't wrap my arms around it. It was ginormous. And I said to my husband, I'm going to buy this. He goes, okay. So I bought it, and it arrives, and it's huge. It weighs like 60 kilo, but the space is really big, so I could take it. So pretty, so pretty. And I says to my sparky husband, he's an electrician, I said, can you wire this up? I said, how are you going to do it? Because it literally hangs, you know, straight down 2 levels. It'll be right. I'll work it out, because that's my husband. He just does whatever I want. So what ended up happening was we had to wait for everyone to be here because we needed everyone's help. So we have, you've got to imagine this landing that goes around, you know, has a railing, and from the floor right up. So he gets this ginormous ladder, right, and he leans it up against the railing right down to the bottom floor. What he decided to do was we tied a rope to the chandelier up through the roof on the second level, right down to the bottom level. We had the chandelier on the ground. He's tied a rope up through. I'm trying to explain. It's really hard, I know, but try to visualize. Up through the roof, and then the rope goes up into the roof, and 2 of the boys hoist it up. They're up in the roof. 2 of my boys, one of my sons and my daughter's partner are up in the roof, and they're pulling it up, right? So once they got it up far enough, the rest of us girls were putting on all the pretties, you know, all the crystals, hanging them all on. Then we hoisted it the rest of the way up, or they did, got it up high enough. Then my husband gets up on this ladder. So the boys are in the roof holding this rope, 60 kilos of weight, right, holding this rope. And they tied it off onto a rafter, but they stayed up in there. My husband said, stay up in there, just hold the rope, just in case anything happens. So they stayed up in the roof for 2 hours while we tried to hang the chandelier. Then I had the girls all holding the chandelier as well. They were up on the stairs, but they could reach out and hold it just to take the weight a bit. Then my husband is on a ladder, right? And you've got to try to imagine this. The ladder's leaning that way, right? But my husband is on the ladder, and instead of leaning this way, he has to lean out this way so that he can wire the light. And the other child, the other boy in the house, my other son, is holding the back of his shirt. And straight down is 2 levels to a cement floor, right? Like to a tile floor, you know. So you can imagine. And all I could think was, I had to have this chandelier. I'm looking up at him, precariously leaning out this way, and going, oh, I had to have this chandelier. What was I thinking? This is so dangerous. If he falls, it's all my fault because I had to have a chandelier. So I'm down at the bottom looking up at him, and I started to really feel ill. I started to feel sick, and I thought, I just need to leave the room for a minute. So I go into the lounge room and think, just don't watch. Just don't watch. I wasn't holding anything. I thought I'll just go away. So I went out of the room, and my husband yells out, do you think you could come in and hold the ladder? And I said, I don't know if I can. I'm freaking out. He says, just come in and hold it, but just look down. Just don't look up at me. So I'm in there with it like this, holding the ladder with my head down, just didn't look. But eventually we got it up, and it is stunning. And oh, but anyway, yeah, that was horrendous. But now that she's up, she's so pretty. Now what I'm going to do is at the end of the video, I'm going to put in some before and after shots of my bathrooms and my kitchen, so that you can see what I have been up to, and you can see how busy I've been. And I'll put a photo in of a before and after of my landing where the chandelier is, so you can see the ugly one and then the pretty one, just for you. Okay, so I'll put that up at the end, so if you're not interested, you can just tune out. Now, after we got all of that done, that brought me to about February, and then we went away on holidays for 2 weeks, so I did that. Then I went back to work. Then my friends and I decided that we were going to go to this thing out in the outback called the Monday Bash. And it's where you go out into the middle of the outback, like it's 12 hours drive from here. None of us have ever been to the outback, you know, where the soil's all orange and there's just nothing out there for thousands and thousands and thousands of miles. It's just flat nothing. So the dirt's orange, you know. We were going out to this thing, and it was like a music festival, and what you do is you take your camper or your caravan, and you take that out and you plonk that down onto your site, and you stay there for 4 days and you listen to music. And it was all 80s music, which is our music, and we thought it would be awesome. So my husband and I decided, let's buy a caravan. So we bought a caravan. We bought this vintage caravan. We've just finished all these renovations, but you know, we just thought, oh, I've always wanted one. So we get this little cute vintage caravan, you know, and we started doing the inside up, and then we've, at the moment, what are we in now? We're in August. My husband's just painted the outside just this week. We've both been off for the week, so he's been doing that. So now that's taken us from April, I think March, April until now to get it all done. We've had to paint all the inside of it and rip things out and build new things and put floor in it, and I made curtains. Oh, well, I kind of made curtains, you know. I cut the pre-made ones. I cut them, fit them under the rod because I can't sew. But anyway, it looks amazing, and I will also put some before and after shots of that at the end of this video. So that is all the things I've been doing. Been very, very busy. Now, all I will say as well is that, because I'm trying to keep this short, guys, is that with all of that going on, I knew that filming in between it all was just, it was crazy. And last but not least, as you'll see, I'm in a new space because my son and his girlfriend built a house all through COVID. They built their first home, and they moved out in November. So from November, I also had the kitchen being going in and all this other stuff happening, and I was trying to make my craft room my craft room. So I finally got my craft room back. I'm so excited. I miss my boys so much, and his girlfriend. I miss them so much, but you know, he's 26. It was time for him to go. So they're doing great. They're doing really well, and they love being, you know, in their own home and that kind of thing. But I do miss him. So that happened as well. So I've organised all my craft room, got everything in here. So this will be where I'm filming from now on. Now today it's really, really overcast. It's raining. It's been raining since I got up this morning, and it's really not a good indication of the light in this room. And you can see it looks pretty light, but I do have a light on there. but it's a really bright room. This is the room I wanted, and there was some shuffling around, and the kids wanted this room and that one, and I ended up with this, which was the room I wanted. So I was so happy. So I've got a sliding door and a really big window here. So and it goes out onto my veranda. So a little upstairs, a little veranda out there. So I can, it's perfect. It's so perfect, and it's a very big room. All the rooms in this house are huge. So I have a nice big space to do my thing, pretty much. So I've loved this space. My husband said, get a TV, get yourself a TV, because I can watch TV, and he comes up and sits in here and watches TV with me while I'm stitching. So it's awesome. So I've got a new space, everything's right now. Where are we at? I think that says 20 minutes because I don't have my glasses on. That's it. That was my limit. I wasn't going to go over 20 minutes talking, because I could, you know how I don't like talking and boring you all with my life. But anyway, hopefully you fast forward it if you do want to listen to it. But you know, you all tell me that you want to hear this stuff, and because it's been so long, I just wanted to catch you up, and I just wanted to explain where I've been. Okay, like it's just been crazy. Oh, and one more thing, we're back in lockdown. So Monday bash that we were going to out in the outback. I'm supposed to be there right now. Yeah, been on holidays this week, was supposed to go. So we bought the van, we got it all done up, and then no Monday because we're all in lockdown. So no Monday. They've now moved it to April next year. So hopefully April 2022, I get to take my nice little car. We have taken our caravan away. We did get to go away just before lockdown hit, just to give it a little test run. But yeah, so that's been canned. And we've gone back into lockdown. Sydney's been back in lockdown since July, and in the Hunter Valley here where I am, we've been in lockdown for 2-3 weeks now. We're all wearing masks. My work is essential. My husband's work is essential. And every person in the house, the 6 of us that are here, 5 of us are at work as normal, and the other one is a manager of a shoe company store thing, so he has to go in and still do all the online orders. So even though that business is shut, he still has to go to work as well. So we're all still working. We've been back in lockdown now. They're trying to get everybody vaccinated, but yeah, we've all just got to be patient and wait, because you know there's only so many vaccinations, and you know you just got to wait your turn pretty much. So that's where we're at right now with COVID. We were doing so well. Everyone was pretty much living, not completely normal, but we were very, very close to normal. Very close to normal here. And yeah, then just recently it's all blown out of, you know, it's the new norm, I guess, huh? For now anyway. But yeah, COVID hasn't really bothered me too much, because I love being at home. I love it. I'm a homebody. I don't care if I can't go anywhere. It doesn't bother me. My sister, on the other hand, it's killing her, because she's such a social person and she can't go out. So it's killing her. I'm watching her struggle, but it doesn't bother me. Don't care. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so now that we've got all of that out of the way, I have been stitching a lot. And the other reason that I also didn't film is because what I've been working on is pretty much, when my son and his girlfriend said they were going to build a house and move out, you know, I decided to do a really big piece, a big full coverage piece for them, for their new home. So from Easter 20 or April 2020, I have literally stitched on one thing. I have stopped a couple of times and stitched on a couple of other little things just to give me a little bit of a break. So when I just literally could not look at it anymore, I put it down and went, nah, I'm going to stitch on something else for a while. And I'd do that for a while till I felt okay about it, and then I'd go back to my full coverage piece. So to film all this time, I would have just been showing you one thing, and that to me just seemed totally boring and not worth it. So that was another reason I didn't film. So, but in saying that, I just missed you guys a lot, and I've really missed the you know, communication with other stitchers. And I did get to go away to a retreat in May with my beautiful Mittagong girlfriends. We couldn't go last year because of COVID. We had to cancel it. We always go around May every year, so we did get to go this year, which was awesome. Got to catch up with all of them, but yeah, it's pretty much been just, yeah, at home, just stitching whenever I get time because it's my jam, as you all know. You're all the same as me, aren't you? Okay, so I think, just let me check my list. Okay, yeah, we're up to whips. All right, so what have I been working on? Now, I did just explain, I'll leave that big piece until last to show you what I've been working on. But I have picked up a couple of other things and done a little bit on them because, yeah, I would just get to the point where I couldn't look at it anymore. And I just thought, okay, put it down, do something else for a while. So I have worked on, now this piece I was working on the last video that I did. So you could go back and see where my progress was at that point. I've done a bit on it. I have done a bit on it since COVID hit, but like I said, I just picked this up and work on it in between just to give me a bit of a break. So this is Elizabeth Weston from Hands Across the Sea. Now I have been working on this. I started this February last year. So I have been working on it for a long time. Normally I would have had this totally finished by now. Totally would have been finished by now. But anyway, it is what it is. So I will show you where this one's at. Now I'm stitching this on 40 count, 1/2. Now, have I got that all in? Oh, I can't even quite get it all in, can I? Now just bear in mind, guys. There, how am I doing? There you go. Just bear in mind that this is 40 count. This is massive. Absolutely massive. For 40 count, like it's ginormous. So as you can see, I'll just come in and show you here. The versing is, like all the verse, is 1/1 on 40 count. Yeah, fun. Not really. I didn't mind it actually, but yeah, love this. Love the pinks. Look, I'm not even a pink person, but for me, I love samplers. Don't get me wrong. I've got quite a few in my stash that I do want to stitch. Show you a little bit of the bird there. But I think 1 or 2 samplers for me would be enough. You know how they're all kind of brown and green and red? You know, like I don't want to stitch everything in brown and green and red, and I love all the samplers, but I don't want to do them all because they're just all those darker kind of colours. So anything that's got a bit of pink in it like this, or just a bit, it's a bit brighter, is more my jam, I think. I'm loving the border. The border's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I'm loving stitching that. But what I'm doing is I'm doing page by page. So I'm working, you know, from the left and I'm going across and then down and across and down and across. So it's been good because I haven't really got to just stitch the whole border. And I was too scared to do that because if you mess that up with your counting, then, you know, this is the best way, I think, for me to do this. But yeah. So I'm also stitching this with the called for threads, which are a Raspberries Doge. I think that's how you say it. But yeah, they're just beautiful. They're so beautiful. And look at this pink. Like, man, that's gorgeous, isn't it? It's just gorgeous. But anyway, I can honestly say, as expensive as these are, they're to die for. If I could just stitch with these and nothing else for the rest of my life, I'd be a pretty happy chick, let me tell you, because they're just divine, divine. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this piece. Yeah, but like I said, I'm trying to stay focused and I'm just trying to get my son's piece done, and it's going to take me at least another year. At least, and I've already been working on it for about 15 months. So yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, I really like it, but you know, it can take its toll on you. Those full coverage pieces, they can, yeah, take their toll on you. This one, now, this one, excuse me, I started this a while ago now. I've shown you these before. There it is. This is my progress. Should have probably shown you the chart first. I'm a little out of practice, guys, aren't I? These are the French designs that I have from France. That the designer's name is Veronique and Ginger. I'm sure I'm totally butchering that. Sorry. My French, I don't have any French at all. So, but that's how it looks to me, Veronique and Ginger. So I have a real, if you're just new to my channel, I have a real thing for anything with fruit, and I don't even understand why. It's not because I really love eating fruit. I do, but that's not why. I love how they look. I think it's because the colours. But what I have here is, where are we? I have, oh, I forgot to get them out. Oh, can I get them out? My beautiful fabric rolls that Gail made me. How are you going, Gail? Love them. I love these. Thank you so much. Let me just see if I can find them very quickly for you. Here they are. Throw that back down there. Fix that later. That's what we do, isn't it? So here, this one is raspberries. So I've finished this one. It's all done. I have 4 of these that I want to frame, you know, like all together. I'll just go in nice and close so you can have a bit of a look. I don't really know what you're seeing, but I'm sure that's okay. Do I need to put something behind it? Oh God, you know what I need to do? I need to put my glasses on. So I can see what you're seeing. Okay, where's my little, here it is. Gosh, guys, really unorganised, sorry. Okay. How's that? Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Aren't they pretty? They're really lovely, and these stitch up super fast. There's not much to them, really. From what I remember, these were quite expensive. They do come with the fabric, so you get the fabric and the graph. And you also get a little dragonfly charm with each one. I'll show you that because it's here, because I can. Crinkle, crinkle. This is the little charm. You see that? So you get a little dragonfly that comes with it, with each one. So you get a dragonfly and you get your fabric and you get your graph. And the graphs are nothing short, the charts are nothing short of amazing. I'll show you that little bit. So that's raspberries. And then I have cherries. This one is cherries. Show you back there. And aren't they lovely? I think these are so pretty. I'm filming on my phone for the first time, guys, so you're just going to have to bear with me. But yeah, you can see, super pretty, aren't they? Imagine those 4 all together on the wall in my dining room, I think. Yes, I do. So I've got that one. Then this one is strawberries that I showed you. That's just a quarter of it done. This is like 1 page of my chart. So I've done that much of that one. And then, put that down there. And then I have one more here. Oh, better show you the strawberries picture. This is the strawberries chart. That's the strawberries that I just showed you that I'm quarter of the way through. And then we have this one. I think this is apples. I don't know because it's all in French. There's apples. So I'll just show you that. See that? if you what's the words? Google. If you Google that there, Veronica and Ginger, you will find these charts if you're interested. So I have the 4 of those, and I've done 2 1/4 of them. So I'm, you know, slowly working through those, but they really don't take long to stitch. If I just stitched on that, I'd have that done in a couple of weeks. You know, they stitch up super quick, but they're so nice, and the fabric's really lovely. It's a linen. I think it's, from what I can guess, I think it's about a 32 count, and I'm stitching it 2/2. It's quite funny because the charts, I'll just show you here on the, can I do this? Can you see there? It's all in French. Point de Creux. So I had to get Google Translator out. What does point de Creux mean? I'm sure that's not how you say it either, but anyway. So I thought I'd just give you an update on those, because I love those charts. I really, really love those charts, and that's coming along. So I'm getting through those. That's that. What's next? What's next? Oh, I might show you this one. Now, I've always wanted to do a biscornu, but I was always scared because I'm not a sewer at all, and there's sewing involved in this, and I thought, oh, mine will just end up looking crap, you know, but I always wanted to do one. And when I was away with the girls at Mittagong, they said to me, they showed me how to do it, and they said it's really easy, just have a go. So I had this chart at home here already because I wanted to do one. So this is the little chart. It's Tiny Modernist, and it's called Birdcage Biscornu. So I've had this for so long, and I just thought, oh, I came back from the retreat, and I thought I'm just gonna have a go. So I had a go. So I've done it on a grey linen. So I'll just get my little envelope here that I'm using. This is the front or the top of the biscornu. You can see where I've marked my centre there. It's real pretty, isn't it? It's cute. I love birds and bird cages and all that Frenchy kind of stuff, so this really suits me. That's the back. So I've finished all the stitching. Now I've just got to sew it together. Now, from what I understand, I literally just do this and then just, you know, sew around it. So hopefully, I've been waiting for these buttons. I ordered these cute little buttons from France, would you believe? Because that's what I wanted, and I couldn't find them anywhere else. I tried Etsy, I just couldn't get what I wanted. So I found those, and I'm also going to put beads all around the sewing as I sew it together. And I put some little pink beads on as well. So yeah, that's coming along. I'm pretty happy with that so far. Hopefully, when I get it all done, it looks like it's supposed to. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to give it a go. Okay, what's next? Yep, this one. Now, if any of you are new to my channel, welcome, by the way. I should have said that at the start. I should probably just say I'm a progress stitcher. I like to get stuff done. I'm all about getting stuff done. You know, I don't take shortcuts or anything like that, but I like to see progress. So you'll only ever see 3, maybe 4 whips from me at a time. I don't ever have any more than that going because I just can't, yeah. It makes my head want to explode. I've been watching you all, someone the other day I was watching had 50 whips, and I just thought, oh my God, my head would explode. I couldn't do it. But you know, whatever floats your boat, whatever brings you joy. That's what I say. When it comes to your stitching, stitch whatever brings you joy. This one is Another one that I started last year. Now I started this before Christmas 2020 because I wanted to have some stitching on it before I went to the Mirabilia retreat in February 2020, which I did. And it was great. It was great. I really loved it. I won a prize for my stitching, which was pretty awesome, for my mermaid. If you want to see that, you can go back a couple of videos and you'll see that. But I took this one this time to work on. Let me just say, I love Mirabilias, but I'm not really into the whole stitch and faces thing. It does my head in a little bit because I don't know who they are. I can't quite explain it to anyone. I don't really think anyone gets it, but I've got a bit of a thing about that. But I did love this one, and it has a very vintage feel, which is my jam as well. So this is her. It's called Golden Girl Apples by Mirabilia. Now what I decided to do with her was, mostly from what I've seen and from what I've done in the past, mirrors are done on, you know, 32 count usually, because you've got beads and all that to put on. And this does have beads, but what I have done, I hope I don't regret it when I get to the beading, but this I wanted to put on the buffet in my dining room, where I have a bowl of apples, and I want to sit it on the buffet, and I want to put it in a frame and just sit it on there. So I didn't want it to be massive. So what I did was 25 count 1/1 is my jam. I love 25 count 1/1. So, oh, she's a little bit crinkly. Sorry, guys. Maybe I can just stretch her out a bit. So this is her in all of her glory. And she's teeny tiny. And I love how she's stitching up. I love her. She's super cute. And I love the bright colours. So she's just going to go in a frame and just sit next to my bowl of apples, because I think she'll look really cute. I'm just doing it on Mushroom Lagana because, yeah, I love her. You know, the faces, see? I just... I don't know how to explain that to you. It's a thing. It's a thing for me. I'm sorry. So that's that one. Now, I haven't touched her since February last year. Like for 18 months, I have not touched her, and I probably won't for a while, but I just thought I'd show you because it's a whip. For me to have a whip that old is crazy. It really is. It's crazy because I really do usually stitch things fairly quickly. Now, I am just going to show you this one. Now, normally what I do with my stitching is I have one big full coverage going, because I love full coverage. I love stitching on full coverage. And I'll have one of those going, and then I'll usually have 2 or 3 other whips that are smaller, you know, that I can churn through, so that I'm not just stitching and stitching and stitching and getting nowhere, so to speak. So I'll usually have, you know, a couple of whips going, which I've just shown you. So this one was the piece that I was working on as my full coverage piece before I decided to start something for my son that's full coverage. So I've put this away and I haven't touched it, and I won't until I get my son's finished, and then I'll bring it back into my whips. But I just thought I'd show it, because if you're new, and I haven't been on for so long. So this is, it's called Almond Blossom. It's a Van Gogh painting, which is stunning, if you ask me. I love it. I started this again. I had actually stitched about 1/3 of it on 14 count 8er, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like how it was stitching up. That was before I found Flosstube, where you all taught me so much. So I didn't know about Lagana, I didn't know about linen, I just stitched on 14 count 8er. So once I got onto Flosstube, I just, yeah, I decided one day to just can it and start again. So I did, on 25 count 1/1, and I love it much better because it's just much more detailed and teeny tiny, and I just prefer it. So like I said, this one, I have not worked on it. Oh, it's in here too. Where is it? Hang on, guys. I'm so unorganised. Oh my goodness. It's in the big one that my beautiful friend Gail made me. This one too. She's the best, aren't you, Gail? Love it. Let me just pull it out of here because I know it's in here. There it is. Okay. Oh, you should see the mess I'm making. It's all good. It's all good, guys. Okay. So this is Almond Blossom. So I have been working on her. Well, I was working on her until, like I said, I started a new one for my son. So I'll get this back out though. I will get this back out and I will finish it because that's just who I am. I have to finish stuff. Like to finish stuff. But yeah, I just thought I'd quickly show it again because, yeah, like I'm just sort of letting you all know where I'm at, pretty much. What I've been, where I've been and where I'm at. So that's that one. Now, yeah, that's that, I think. I don't think there was anything I wanted to tell you about that one. Now, last but not least, this is my last whip. Now, this is the one that I'm doing for my son and his girlfriend. Now, picture down here, Teresa. This is it. Now, this is called Apple Blossoms. And I think it's pretty beautiful. Now, the reason that I chose it was because my son and his girlfriend have very modern kind of taste. So I think this will work for them and they loved it. Of course, I asked them first because, man, who wants to do all that stitching and they don't like it? So I have asked them and they do love it. It's a Heaven and Earth design. It's finish size 600 by 428 stitches. I am doing it on 25 count 1/1 and it's really awesome. It literally looks like this picture. Literally looks like this picture. I love that. Heids just seem to look how they're photographed and I love that. That's important to me. It's on my frame, so excuse me while I just pull it out. Now this is what I've been doing for the last 16 months. Pretty much. So this is it. This is where I'm at. So I've actually done 2 rows of pages and I'm now on to the 3rd row down the bottom there. I do have it like on a, but you can see that's the top of it there. So you're not missing anything. None of it's rolled up. That's the actual top of it there. So it's stitching up, as you can see, beautifully. Just beautifully. I really, really love this piece. Another reason that I picked it was because the colours are the colours that my son's girlfriend has all through her home, her new home. So I knew that this would go with her colours. She has a lot of these deeper colours as well as the lighter colours, the like bits of pink and mustard yellow, and just I knew that this would work for them. So yeah, they do. I think they love it. They tell me they love it. And they keep asking me, how's it going? And I'm like, yep, it's going. It's going slow, but it's going. So yeah, but I'm stitching away on that. My intention is to do, my kids bought me all this awesome video filming stuff. I think they were trying to encourage me. They really wanted me to come back and keep doing my videos, which was really sweet. So they bought me all this new stuff, lights and things to do everything with. And now I have the equipment to do tutorials, and I'm going to do, I don't want to call it a tutorial because it's not really a tutorial. It's just the way I do my full coverage pieces. It's how I do them. You'll see down here, along here, if I get that in close enough, that I use gridding. I use sulky thread and I grid usually a couple of pages at a time, and then I stitch those couple of pages and then I pull that thread out. and that way I'm not gridding up a whole giant thing before I start. I just do a couple of pages, then I pull it out, and then I grid up another couple of pages, so it's not so boring stuff. But that's what I do. That's how I do it. Now, the other thing that I have done with this particular piece is I don't know how other people are with full coverage, but I find when I'm doing a design or a pattern, I tend to work with the pattern. So if, like for instance on this one, you can see here like going down was a better option. So I'll have the squares, one row of squares going down, and I fill in all of that. So I sort of cross country, but not really, just that sort of row. And I do it down in rows like that. Now then, if I come over here to this last page, or this first page here, well, I stitched like this sort of section, and then I came down and I stitched this section, because you could kind of park then, otherwise I'll just find a place to park it that's nearby. Do you know what I mean? And I kind of work with the pattern. So, and I do park. I love parking. I think parking works really well for me. You can see I've got my, I'm not even going to show you because I'm going to do a video. So, but there's my threads that I've parked ready for my next row, and they're always parked up as near to the top as possible. And then I work down. But I'll show you how I do that, because now I have the stuff to film to do that, so that I can show you properly up close, show you how I do it. Yeah, not a tutorial as such, just how I do it, because I think everybody's got to figure out their own way, and the more I do it, the more I find things that work for me. You've got to do that. But just in case anyone, I did have people ask me 18 months ago if I could do it. And yeah, I haven't done it, so I am going to do that. I am going to do that for you guys. So that's that one. All right. Yeah, so that's pretty much why, one of the reasons why I haven't been filming, because yeah, I knew that every month that would be all I was showing you, is that. Just that, God, it's gotten very dark, hasn't it? It's really rainy. I feel like that light's really bright. It's got me this light. I might just move it back a bit. There we go. Yep, I've got it. Okay, that's better. All right. So now, just get rid of that. Now, what am I going to show you now? What's on my list? Oh, yeah. Now, I did show this a couple of videos before I finished up before, and I have had a chance to really use it and really see if I like it, and I love it. I love it. So I thought I would show you now that I've got it all kitted up and finished. It's my thread storage. So I bought these. I'm sure most of you would have seen them by now, but it's nice to hear other people's opinions, right? It just is. So these are Annie's Keepers, and I'm sure you've all seen them, so I won't go into it too much, but I just wanted to show you that after using them for a bit of time, I got to realize that as opposed to these, which you can put your threads on, and you can use these to go into your bag, into your project bag, and just pull them out, whenever you're stitching on them. So I was a bobbin girl before this, and you can see that my threads have suffered for that. Whereas these I did from scratch. I put a brand new skein on these. So these haven't been on bobbins, but you can see that these have. So hopefully over time they'll settle down and the kinks will come out one day, or I'll, whatever. But yeah, so you can put them in the slides like this. I'm not going to go into this too much because these come out, because I'm sure you'll have all seen them by now. If you want more information, it's back in one of my videos. I showed and talk about it all full on. But what I wanted to say was that I found that this works better for me. I prefer them on a ring. I have, like, this is all of my threads for the project that I'm working on now for my kids. And 1, 2, 3. Yep. So I lay them next to me in number order. They're all in number order. And I just pick up the one I want. Now, the beauty of them is, you know, you go to get your colour. So you go, they're all in number order, right? So I find the one I want. I go like that, so that I'm holding the colour that I want, and I flip the others over the back of my hand. I pick this up, I grab my needle. I literally put my needle under there and I pull the thread off, because I only use one thread. I love stitching with just one thread. That's my jam. I do stitch with 2, but I prefer 1. But even if you want 2 threads, you can pull 2 out. It's all cut to size. So I literally pick it up, pull the thread out, go like that with my hand, flip it back over so that they all stay in number order, and I put it down and off I go. I love it. It is so much faster, and like I said before, I'm all about the progress. All about the progress. So this works brilliantly, and I will show you, because I now have, over the last year, I got to a point where I had some on bobbins, I had some on this. It was all just a mess, and my intention was to just, every time I kit something up, switch it over, switch the bobbins, whatever was in the kit, to this method and use it. But after a while, things were a bit messy, and I can't cope. I like, around the house, don't care, couldn't give a rat's butt. But when it comes to my stitching, everything's got to be really super organised. So I just decided for a couple of days, that was all I did. I just took all the threads off bobbins, put them all onto Annie's Keepers until I had, because I have every colour in DMC. So I just did the whole kit. And it did take me quite a while, but I'm happy now because it's all organised. So I'm going to show you how I store it in its container. This is how it's meant to be done. It's not my idea, but this container here has all my whole 4 or however many colours there are. I can't even keep up anymore, but I do have them all. So this is my DMC in this container, and I'll just see that they're all in there. They're all in here. So they're in number order. So wherever there's a gap is where I need to put a keeper back in too. So it's all in order. One of the things I love about this design is that, you know, with your bobbins, when you've got them in a container and you've got them all, like I had them in a big double-sided plastic container, and you start pulling bobbins out of it and they'd all fall over and, you know, just look messy. Whereas with this, there's gaps where I've taken them out and put them on a ring, but I don't have to worry about, you know, whether they're like, I just know that everything's standing up straight, nothing's fallen over, it all stays neat. You just clip them back in once you're finished when you put them away, you just clip them back in. You don't have to slide all these off. You can just pull this off, give it a little twist, and it comes off, and then you can just, it's a little bit fiddly, but you know, you slide it back in where it goes, put it back in here, and everything's in one place like that. I love it. I really, really love this. If you're considering it, I would highly, highly recommend it. But that's how I'm storing my DMC. And I have another one of these containers. My husband had to kind of MacGyver it for me a bit. He had to do he had to glue these sticks in, because the file box, these weren't wide enough. I don't know if there's maybe an American standard and an Australian standard. I don't know, but he fixed that for me. He just glued some sticks in, and now they're the right width. But I have another box ready to go, and I will eventually kit up any other threads that I'm going to use, whether they're weeks or whatever they are. I'll just kit it up like this because I love it so much. The anise keepers aren't that cheap, but to me, that's an investment for however long I stitch for the rest of my life. I will never have to replace these. They are really thick. You can see there, they're really thick. You're never going to break them or snap them. I'd be very surprised. So it will last me a lifetime. So to me, good investment if you want to. You can get a starter pack, which has some project sticks, these sticks, and it has, I think, about 50 of the anise keepers in it. And it comes with a ring as well. And it just gives you a chance to sort of have a go at it. You get these stickers as well. They come in with it to put your thing, and apparently you never get them off. So once they're stuck on there, that's it. They're stuck on there. So if you ever wanted to change them, I guess you'd just stick over the top of it. The other thing that concerned me about this was if I wanted to kit up something and the anise keepers were in another kit, that colour was in another kit, and I needed to make a duplicate of it, what would I do? And I've just decided that if I do that, I'll just put some rows at the back here with any duplicates, and then when I'm kitting something up, I'll go see if there's a duplicate first, and I'll just use them up. And then once I'm finished with it and I don't have the duplicate anymore because I've used the thread, I'll just stick another sticker over the top. So I don't think that's an issue either. I thought it might be, but not for me. It's working really, really well for me. So if you're interested in that, anise keepers, just Google anise keepers and you'll find them. I had to wait months and months and months to get them. They do come in big packs where you can buy a whole pile of them all in one go, which is what I did, but I had to wait months and months and months for them. So just, I don't know what it's like at the moment, but that's what it was like when I ordered them. It took forever, but you know, patience. I'm a patient person. So that's that. Now, what else did I have here to show you? I had a couple of other, oh yeah. I'll just have a little sip of my coffee because I'm so thirsty. And I know you love the long videos, right? That's what you all tell me. It's a long one. We're at an hour now. I'm nearly finished. Something I did notice though, I went back and I was watching a couple of my old videos the other day once I sort of realised, you know, thought it's time to go back. And I went back and I watched a couple of my old videos and I noticed that I talk a lot with my hands and I didn't really realise that I do that. Sorry. I was watching it going, oh, for God's sake, put your hands down. I didn't realise I did it, but anyway, yeah, no. So I decided to do this little project with my scissors, because I don't know about you guys, but I love scissors. I got a bit of a thing, and I keep buying them and buying them and buying them. And I had one of those little, you know, the little frog things that you stick them all in the top. And now I had too many, and they wouldn't all fit in my frog anymore. So I decided that I got online. I just started looking on Pinterest for things, and I was just trying to find a way to store them so that they look real pretty and I could display them somehow. And I found this on Pinterest. It's not my idea, so feel free. Go right ahead if you want to do it. But I love it. And I just haven't found the right pins yet. The ones I've got in there are too long, but they work fine. But I'll show you because I think it's pretty cool. So this is going to hang up on my wall. Can you see? And all my scissors are on there. And I've just pinned them on like a pin board type of thing. So that works, I think. I think they look pretty. And I'm going to hang that on my wall in my craft room. But yeah, I thought that was nice. And it was easy. You just had to buy the board, get some pins and stick them on. So one day this will be full. It will be full. Because I love scissors. So yeah, I've done that since I've seen you last. What else have I done? Oh, I found these containers on, we all love our storage stuff, don't we? I found these containers on eBay. I just searched clear containers and I found these. Look at my hank. Look how pretty my hank looks in here. Look. Oh, don't they look pretty? Now I don't have these out on display as such because I don't want my threads to fade. This room gets a lot of sunshine. So I do have them away in a cupboard, but I just think that's much nicer than, you know, something where you can't even see what's in it. Aren't they pretty? So I've got a couple of those, and I have this one with just all my bits of overdyes and, you know, just threads that aren't DMC. They're all in there. Any variegateds that I have, just all in that container there. So I thought they were really nice containers that I would show you. One more storage idea. Then I've only got one more little thing to show you, and then I'm done, guys. An hour and 5 minutes. This, I found this on eBay, I think. I wrote it down. Yes, I found this on eBay as well. This cost me $16 on eBay for bead storage. And I think this is marvellous. So, it holds 64, I think, containers, right? These remind me of Tic Tacs. If you live in Australia, you'll know what I'm talking about. Tic Tac containers. That is a full packet of Mill Hill beads. So you don't need anything bigger than that. Yeah, you've still got plenty of room there. They come with the stickers to stick on the top with the number. And they just have a little flip top like a Tic Tac container. But they're smaller than a Tic Tac container. They're very small, but they do the job. I thought that was great. And it cost me $16. And I can fit 64 in that. Like, I doubt I'm ever going to need anything, you know. And if I do, I'll just buy another one. But that's a great little thing, isn't it? I thought that was great. If you're into beads and you like your beads to be all organised, because like I said, I like everything to be all organised. So yeah, it comes with a little carry handle. It's just underneath so you can see. But yeah, what a great little thing to put all your beads in. So I found that. I thought, yep, getting one of them. Works really well. One more quick thing. I just purchased, I'm not much of a haul person. I don't really have a lot of haul. But if I do see a pattern I like now, I do tend to buy it because I have noticed over time that, yeah, you can't get things later on. And sad news with blackbirds. I'm sure you've all heard by now about Barb. So as a little tribute, I wanted to buy, I've been wanting this pattern for a while. I'm going to show it to you because I'm definitely stitching this. I love it. This is Christmas Garden. Want to stitch it now. Want to start it now. But yeah, I've just got to get through my son's piece first. Just got to get it done. So I'm going to just keep plugging away at that for now and just keep pulling my whips out when I get bored and I need a change. But that's in the Home for the Holidays Blackbirds book. There's lots of other beautiful patterns in here. I love this one too. But there's this one up here is cute. The stocking's cute. So I want to stitch this. But there's some beautiful things in this book. It's the Home for the Holidays book. And I want to collect all of these because I love Blackbird. And who knows what's going to happen now. So I need to collect them all. There's lots of stockings in this one. Lots of holiday stockings, which I'm not really into. But there's another pattern here that I really like. This one. I'd like to stitch that one too. Yeah. Cool, huh? Yeah, so I got that. Now, that's it for me, guys. Oh, gosh. I don't even know how long it was because it's cut out. But anyway, I just again want to say thank you for all your support, for hanging in there, hoping that I'd come back. I really appreciate it. I will be back on a regular basis every month, and I will also be doing some other videos like some Stitch With Me's and tutorial type videos just to show you how I do things, because that was something that I was asked to do 18 months ago that I didn't do. So I'll fix that, I promise. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, I do have something really, really, really exciting coming. Hopefully in my next video, which will be in 4 or so weeks, I will let you know what that exciting news is. If you're an Australian stitcher, you're probably going to really want to make sure that you tune in for that. I've been working very hard on something for the last couple of months, and it's almost ready, so hopefully that will be a thing soon. So yeah, I'll tell you more about that. I always forget to mention that I am on Instagram as TLC Stitches. That's my initials, TLC, Teresa Lee Craig. So I'm on Instagram, TLC Stitches. Reach out to me on Facebook. Reach out to me in the comments below. I'm really bad at putting links and stuff in. Sorry, I'm going to try to get better at that. I'm also going to try to do more editing. My son's going to help me. He said he would. If I came back and did videos, he said he'd help me with the editing. So I always struggled a bit with the technical stuff. I'm not very technical, so yeah, they're all going to help me. They said the kids will help me. So okay, I think that's everything. I hope you're all hanging in there, and I hope you're all well with this COVID business. Hopefully one day we're all going to be vaccinated and everything will be back to normal and we can get on with our lives. Wouldn't that be nice? And I can go to Monday Bash in my caravan. But yeah, I just want to thank you all again, guys. And Richard, my #1 fan, mwah, I hope you're happy to see me. You messaged me, didn't you, Richard? Where are you? What are you doing? I'm back. So I hope you're happy to see me too. Thank you for your support. Yeah, just thanks, guys. Really appreciate the support, and I'll see you again in 4 weeks' time. Stay safe. Stitch what brings you joy. Thanks, guys. Bye.